Hey friends, of course I need to start this video with a spoiler alert. Today I'm reviewing the 2023 supernatural horror film Amelia's Children. It is available on Hulu and Disney Plus. This lady is walking around the house with these two babies. She's making a bottle, she's playing music, but she just seems so unbothered. One of them is crying and she only holds one of them at a time. I never had twins, so I don't know if maybe it's just hard. So I get that. But she keeps putting these babies down on the ground and leaving them there crying. Or she also puts the other one in the crib and leaves them there crying. Like, lady, they're crying. Please do something about these kids. That part already pissed me off. And then these people in the house, I watched this whole movie and I still have no idea who stole the babies in the beginning. So if y'all know, please let me know down in the comments below, because I am still lost. I never figured it out. These people broke into her house, stole one of her babies. In the process of taking the second baby, she realized what was happening and she stopped the other person from getting out with the baby. So I guess this is when we realized that she's a witch. I have so many questions because life goes on for them. Like, the baby that got stole ends up growing up and he's a whole grown man for the rest of the movie. So did she even look for him? Because he's 31 before he even finds her again. I was so confused by that. I was like, maybe she didn't want two babies. I love how they have this very in-depth ancestry test that has a gene reader that immediately had access to his DNA. I'm guessing this was just like a random AI plug for this movie, but I do like the fact that they put that in. I'm not sure what year this movie is supposed to be set in, but it's pretty awesome that he got results almost immediately. That thing pricked his finger like it was one of the diabetes meters, or I'm not sure what they're called, but immediately was analyzing it on his phone so fast. He got a hit from Manuel saying that we need to talk. He calls Manuel, and the next thing you know, Ed and his girlfriend partner, I think partner would be a more appropriate word, but Ed and his partner Riley hop on the plane, rent a car, and they're ready to go to Ed's mother's house in Portugal. First people they encounter after they ride around in this car through the deep woods. It's almost like they're in the deep south of Portugal. I guess it's the countryside over there. It's very pretty. I love it. I do want to visit Portugal myself, but probably not this part. The first people that they encounter tell them to turn the heck around. That is the first red flag for me. The first. The second red flag for me personally is the fact that Ed was sitting in the car while Riley got out to ask for directions. There's no way in hell my man is going to sit in the car while a Portuguese stranger starts shouting at me. Movie would have been over real quick because I would have went home. There's no way this man would have been shouting at me while my man sat in the car. Riley literally gets back in the car and it's like, what happened? And she's like, oh, it's nothing. Let's just go. Ain't no way. Because Ed seems like he play about Riley, and I'm not dating a man that play about me. That wouldn't have worked. The movie would have been over. I would have been like, they said go back to the airport, and Ed would have took me to the airport, and I would have been on the way home. The next red flag for me was when the mother looked 1,000 years old. Ed and his brother Manuel are only 31. How is the mom so old? The way they chose to chalk it up to just bad plastic surgery makes me wonder if this movie was trying to make a point. Even if they were, the plot twist took that all away from me because, no, it just doesn't explain why. Well, the plot twist explains why, but looking at it and everybody just walking by, this lady is 1,000. Bad plastic surgery don't do that. Sometimes these partners try to be so supportive, but baby, that couldn't have been me, because I would have been asking Ed, what is wrong with your mama's face? He would have had to take me home because I would have been laughing so hard. Because why? Why did they choose to do that to her? They didn't need to do Amelia like that. They could have did a different face. Then this part. Once that door started acting like it was opening by itself, I would have been outside with my bags. I'd have been on the way to the airport. A cab would have been coming to get me. This movie was full of so many red flags. I wouldn't have slept. I wouldn't have slept. I wouldn't have slept. I would have waited in the car until Ed was done with his family. If I was going to be a supportive partner, that's what I would have did. That's the only way I would have made it through. Because what? I'm not investigating. Like, I think this movie has so many red flags because it probably wasn't for me. I'm not even sure how I ended up watching this movie. But she was doing so much. You would have thought her... I'm not sure if her and Ed were married. But I feel like Riley deserves a ring by the end of this movie. There's no other way to do it. Because she was doing the most and was not disturbing Ed the whole time. Also, it looks like Ed wasn't in the bed. So I'm trying to figure out where he was. But yeah, couldn't have been me. Riley's a real one through and through. She down. She's a ride or die. I am not. I would have been at the airport. Do cabs come out there? Please come pick me up because I'm not going to make it. Then another red flag. This brotherly dynamic was enough to make anyone want to leave. Ed went there, but he never really connected with his family other than through this weird scene where him and Manuel have this mental connection. There's also a few random dance scenes, but yeah, this family was weird. Like, weird as I don't know what. I'm not sure if Riley witnessed it herself, but just me watching through the screen, you know I was over here screaming because Riley needed to leave. She needed to leave most of this movie. If Ed wanted to stay and be with his family, that's their business. That's Ed's family. He related to them. They could do what they need to do. But Riley, she should have made it out. She should have just left and let them do their thing. I think Riley missed a lot of it because she spent most of her time investigating. I have no clue how she knew who to talk to or where to go, but she figured it out. She was on it like it was a Blue's Clue. She figured out who to talk to. She goes and she speaks to them. She's in town while Ed is at home doing this weird stuff, dancing with his quote-unquote family. She's in town being Sherlock Holmes, talking to people and realizing that Ed's mother is a witch. She's calmly walking late at night, not sure where she came from. I thought she drove into town until I seen this scene where she's walking up. So again, Riley is, she is making sure that Ed is gonna marry her by the end of this. He need to. I'm advocating for Riley now because that's the best part of the movie. Riley went so hard for him. She calmly walks in knowing his mama's a witch and possibly might be holding his daddy hostage. We're not sure yet. To watch this weird stuff. She's probably never even seen Ed dancing like this. But there he is in there with this weird old family of his doing stuff. Even when she's trying to talk to him, she's still calm. She's spazzing a little bit, but she's still calm. The mother's like, why are you ruining this for me? And she's still calm. I think she yelled one time. Again, couldn't have been me because I would have been outside. I'd have called Ed from the car, like, bring the suitcases. We gotta go. There's so many times in this movie I was like, girl, why you ain't leave? That's why this is on the what the F that I just watched. Because why you ain't leave? And then my girl Riley finally gets some guts. She in his car, ready to leave Ed, trying to figure it out. Whatever she's in there doing, I'm hoping it's to leave Ed. I think I made that up myself, but hopefully she was in that car because she was about to leave Ed. Then she gets this phone call. It wasn't enough that this lady was a witch. Now, the DNA people, the ancestry people calling to talk about that Ed is a product of inbreeding. So, Riley, she gonna run back inside to save her man because that's love. Again, I ain't never found that much love in the world because I would have left. I find it so wild that Ed got a hit so fast connecting him with his brother. Like almost immediately, that Ancestry app had him in touch with his family. But it took the whole damn movie for them to notice that his DNA showed that he was a product of incest. Let's insert the Law and Order sounds. Where is Olivia when you need her? Because that DNA should have flagged immediately. I will say that maybe this movie was trying to teach something. It was probably trying to teach me and so many others to watch out for mama's boys. because this man was 31 years old, watched his mother be 1,000, and still couldn't figure out. He ain't see nothing wrong with that. He didn't see the problem. This mom was in here doing everything to these people. But anywho, friends, I saved the last 20 minutes of this movie for y'all, should you choose to watch it. I do not recommend it. I'm sorry that I watched it, but I had to share with y'all. It definitely belongs in my What the F Did I Just Watch series. And I'm so happy that this is number 2. See you next week, friends. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment what movies you want me to review, because I am always open to suggestions and I would love to discuss more movies with y'all. Have a great week. Peace.